ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुक्तापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु वैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। To welcome everyone to IBC Siksha. We are reading from chapter 18, verse number 40. Okay, we are on verse number we did 40. Did we do 40? $28. Sorry, 29 is what we need to do today. So what we are discussing is the three modes of material nature, and okay. So what we are discussing is knowledge in the three modes, action in the three modes, um, understanding in the three modes, determination in the three modes, and happiness also in the three modes. Okay. So we we are here.
Prabhuji, how they will ask the questions if they supposing if they'll ask about the happiness means what are the three modes in the happiness like that they will ask.
No, they will ask very basic question. I didn't check that document which is in the WhatsApp group. You open that document and see how they are asking.
Okay.
This is not Bhakti Shastri. In Bhakti Shastri, they may ask something very detailed, but this is IBC Shiksha. So the aim is that you become familiar with Srila Prabhupada books. You
Yes.
read with devotee. You ask questions, basic questions. Get your doubts cleared, and give a this small exam. It's not a very big exam either. In Bhakti Shastri, there is like 30-40 shlokas to be learned and all that. So this is not involved here. So don't worry.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, even if you just read the translations, right, that is also enough.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Okay.
Our aim should not be like how students are giving IIT, JEE, NEET exams. No, it is not like that. 10th, 12th. This is not exams. This Krishna consciousness, we study Shastra to understand, to get clarity, and to worship Krishna by our intelligence.
Okay.
So what we are doing is bhakti.
And one
Bhakti.
more thing, Prabhuji, I wanted to ask you in that the set of questions, no, they have asked that hearing of Bhagavatam second canto is mandatory. That way
Okay,
they
I
have.
will check that document and I will get back. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm. Eventually we have to read. No problem. Eventually. Hmm? First, second,
Prabhuji,
third,
first
fourth.
canto itself is not over. How to go for
It
the second?
will it will take some time.
Okay.
7 8 years, you if you're a regular reader, right, then you can finish it off. That's no problem. But if you're slow
Prabhuji,
and all that, then it will take some years. So no problem.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Point is we should continuously read, every day or once in a
Yes,
week or
Prabhuji.
whatever. Everything should be
Uh,
regular.
so
First canto,
whatever,
seventh chapter. I'm now in seventh chapter, Prabhuji.
Okay, good, Mataji, good. Okay, so let's read this. We were in this worker, right? Workers, that last time we discussed three modes, workers in three modes. So worker in mode of goodness is free from the association of mode of material nature, free from false ego. He will do it with great determination and enthusiasm without wavering in success or failure. But in passion, he'll be only concerned about the fruit. If the fruit is not there, he will give up the work. He is greedy, always envious, impure, moved by joy and sorrow. And in worker in mode of ignorance is materialistic, obstinate, cheating, expert in insulting, lazy, always morose, procrastinating. This is all mode of ignorance. Now we'll go to text number 29. Oh, winner of wealth, now please listen as I tell you in detail the different kinds of understanding and determination according to the three modes of intelligence. Now Krishna is going to talk about understanding and determination. Even that understanding is also in three modes, and determination is also in three modes. Interesting, right? Some determination will result in madness, some determination will result in misery, and some determination will result in good result. Like that. Okay. Text number 30. O son of Pritha, that understanding by which one knows what is ought to be done, what is not to be done, and what is to be feared, what is not to be feared, what is binding, what is liberating is in mode of goodness. So very simple, I will ask you, what is to be done and what is not to be done. If it's good things to be done, bad things to be avoided, right?
mm,
What is to be feared? Danger, things which will put us in danger. Either danger of life and death, danger of um what to say, criminal activity or something. What is not to be feared? Telling truth is not to be feared, right? One should
Yes.
not fear. Now it is said like that, but in extreme cases also, there may be some exceptions. Okay, what is binding and what is liberating? Breaking four regulative principles is binding, following them is liberating, like that. So when one has that kind of understanding, then he's in mode of goodness. The result will be good. Like if you want to understand this shloka, you have to think about Ravana and Kumbhakarna. What
Kumbhakarna.
is to be done? What is not to be done? What is to be feared? Capturing another wives. What is not to be feared? Huh? What
But
is binding?
Ravana,
What is liberating? Yeah.
Ravana only kidnapped Sita, but not Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna was sleeping, no, Prabhuji.
Huh. So Kumbhakarna, what is to be done? What is not to be done?
Yeah, correct.
If there is a person, if his brother has done a crime, he should not support, right?
He should not, so like Vibhishana, he should have gone out.
Yeah. But he said that you did wrong.
Yeah.
You should give up Sita. But now
Hmm.
that you are not giving up Sita, I will fight for you because you are my brother. So that is a wrong understanding, right? That is not to be done.
Correct.
Performing actions in terms of directions of scripture is called pravritti, or executing actions that deserve to be performed. And actions which are not so directed are not to be performed. One who does not know scriptural directions becomes entangled in actions and reactions of the world. Understanding which discriminates by intelligence is situated in the mode of goodness. Okay, someone read translation 31, 32.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
That understanding which considers irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligion under the spell of illusion and darkness and strives are always in the wrong direction, O Partha, is in the mode of ignorance. Purport: intelligence in the mode of
No, wait,
ignorance.
wait, wait.
Okay.
You read this
Translation
one? Did you
31 you
read
read.
the, yeah, read the above one. Above
Okay,
one
O
first.
son of Partha, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion, between action that should be done and action that should not be done, is in the mode of passion.
Next.
That understanding which considers irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligion under the spell of illusion and darkness and strives always in the dark direction, O Partha, is in the mode of ignorance.
Yeah. So think about
Purpose?
Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and
Yes.
you will be able to easily understand.
Yes.
They cannot distinguish what is religion, what action should be done, what action should not be done, right? And
Purpose.
what is irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligion, and always tries in the wrong direction. Intoxication, right? Illicit sex, all this in the
Gambling.
wrong direction. Yeah.
Gambling.
Hmm.
Prabhuji, what is this irreligion to be religion?
Um,
Those who are not religion, proper religion, Prabhuji.
Not worshipping God.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
what is
they were
irreligion?
worshipping
What
God.
is irreligion?
That
They
is
were
not worshipping God, not doing proper puja.
Not following
See,
scriptural movement.
adharmam dharmam. So the word dharmam is there. Dharma includes morality, ethics. Dharma includes what is to be done, what is not to be done, how it is to be done. So, religious principles, right? Like four regulative religious principles. So they think that breaking that is religion. Okay.
Mm.
Becoming atheist is a religion now.
But Prabhuji, but Ravana was so fond of Lord Shiva, no Prabhuji. He used to chant, he used to do proper, what to say, that hymns and all those things for Prabhuji.
Okay. Then,
But of course, he had a lot of wives, and then he was kidnapped Sita and all those things. But he had that religion was there with him, no. But he knows lot of Sanskrit, this thing and everything. He
okay.
was just like that, no, Prabhuji.
So he was mostly in mode of passion. In mode of passion, what happens is they cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion. Meaning,
Hmm.
distinguish, meaning, sometimes they think irreligion is also religion. He thinks, I want to enjoy, therefore I will capture Sita.
Hmm.
What action should be done, what should not be done,
Correct.
right? So,
Yes.
even though he has intelligence, but it is confused. Not confused, I would say he will use it for his own,
Passion.
urges. And if it satisfies the urges, he thinks that is religion.
Hmm.
Distinguish, they have a problem in distinguishing.
Hmm.
And here, in mode of ignorance, they think irreligion is religion. Meaning, sometimes, mode of passionate people will do some religious activity.
Hmm.
But sometimes they may do irreligion and they'll say that is religion.
Hmm.
But mode of ignorance, they will always do irreligion.
Hmm.
They'll always do wrong activities. Like criminals,
Hmm.
even in jail, they will do criminal activity. Right?
Hmm.
But sometimes, politicians, they may be sometimes good ones, but they may do something bad also.
Hmm.
Right? So, like
Yes.
they are in the gray area. But criminals, they are always in the black area.
Hmm.
For them, killing a person and all that will be like, this is the life. I am right, right?
Hmm.
So like that it is. You understand now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So see, Ravana may be good in so many things, but many things he did wrong also, na?
Correct.
Yeah. So just to looking at that good is not enough. Na? You have to look at the whole picture, right?
Exactly. Yes,
Hmm.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. O son of Prita, the determination which is unbreakable, which is situated with steady fastness by yoga process, and thus controls the activities of mind, life, and senses, the determination in the mode of goodness.
Goodness.
Yoga is a means to understand the supreme soul, one who steadily fixes his super soul with fixed in the super soul with determination, concentrating one's mind, life, sensory activities on the supreme, engaged in Krishna consciousness. That sort of determination is the mode of goodness. See, what we are trying to do is this only. We are trying to be in mode of goodness. We are using our intelligence, determination in in the super soul. That is Krishna, right? Reading and hearing is Bhagavad Gita, chanting his holy name. So we are trying. So we are in mode of goodness, but we are not fully in mode of goodness. So sometimes we'll fall in mode of passion, and sometimes we'll fall in mode of ignorance because we are not fully ready yet. Yeah, we are still progress. So for us, there will be some ups and downs. The word abhivacharana is very significant. Indicates a person that who's engaged in Krishna consciousness, never deviated by any other activity. So we are somewhat less deviated, but not fully never deviated, right? And by that determination by which one holds fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, sense gratification is of the nature of passion. Meaning, if there is only some fruit, then only I'll show great determination. So, who did Ravana worship first?
Shiva.
No,
Lord
Brahma,
Shiva.
right? First is Brahma,
Brahma.
Okay.
Yeah. He
right?
was cutting and giving his head, no?
Ha 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 ha. Then Brahma came.
Hmm.
Then he worshipped Shiva.
Hmm.
But in both the case, what he asked some boons, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Why didn't he worship Rama?
Who worship Rama?
No, no. What I'm saying is,
Uh,
Ravana worshipped Brahma and Shiva. The reason was because they were going to give him, because he knew that if he asked
Boons.
them something, they'll give.
they are boon.
Yeah, they will
Okay.
always give a boon,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
They are very powerful demigods, so they will give me what they want. So his whole focus was like that, that only for fruitive results. Religion, economic development, sense gratification. So he was in passion, a mode of darkness, and that determination which cannot go beyond dreaming, fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, and illusion. Such unintelligent determination of son of Rita is in the mode of darkness. So here there is dreaming, fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, illusion. These words are very clearly understood, right?
Yes.
Dreams means too much sleep. Prabhupada writes, dreaming is always present in mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. It's a natural occurrence. But those who cannot avoid oversleeping, we cannot avoid the pride of enjoying, who cannot avoid the pride of enjoying material objects, and who are always dreaming of lording it over the material nature, whose life, mind, senses are thus engaged, are considered to be in mode determination in mode of ignorance. So Kumbhakarna fits it here, right?
Hmm. Kumbhakarna.
So just try to understand from these three examples, Vibhishan, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and you can understand a lot of things. Okay? 36. Oh, best of Bharata, now please hear from me three kinds of happiness by which conditioned soul enjoys and by which he sometimes comes to the end of all distress. Okay. That which in the beginning may be like poison, but at the end it is like nectar, which awakens one to self-realization, is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. So when we practice spiritual life, It has a lot of rules, regulations, getting up early in the morning, chanting 2 hours, and all that. So it may be troublesome also at the start, but after some time, we get some happiness out of it, right? And therefore we continue. So at the start, it may be like poison, very bitter, but slowly it starts becoming nectar. And the result is we are awakened in self realization. Then our happiness is in mode of goodness. That happiness, which is derived from contact of senses with the objects and which appears like nectar at first but poison in the end, is said to be of the nature of passion. I'll give you an example. Somebody is very hungry and he comes, he's very hungry and he gets a plate of, let's say, 40 gulab jamuns. 40 gulab jamuns, 40 or 50 gulab jamuns. Now he's hungry. So if he eats gulab jamun, will he be happy?
He will fall into diabetic.
Initially, he might feel happy
He
after
will
five,
definitely
six
feel
gulab
happy, right?
jamuns.
First gulab jamun, he will feel happy.
Yeah,
Second gulab
till
jamun, he
five,
will feel
four, five,
happy.
After up to
yes,
4,
yes.
5, he'll be happy. After that, he'll
4,
feel.
5, he'll be
Let's
fine.
say up to 10, he will be happy. But when he tastes the 11th one, will he be happy as same
No,
as the first one?
No, no,
No, right?
no, no.
Yeah,
Stomach will start giving him problem.
yeah,
Prabhuji, he'll become diabetic.
diabetic. So at the start, it is very nice, but the end it becomes poison. Like in the purport, Prabhupada says another example. He says a young man and a young woman meet, and the senses drive young man to touch her, to see her, touch her, and sexual intercourse. In the beginning, this is very pleasing to senses, but at the end, after some time, becomes like a poison. They are separated. There is divorce. There is lamentation. There is sorrow. Such happiness is in mode of passion.
Passion.
Happiness derived from combination of senses and sense objects is always the cause of distress and should be avoided by all means. Can you give me another name for this young man and young woman meet and then they end up in divorce? What are the what is the examples that we see in the society?
There are many, Prabhuji.
Yeah, but from a particular section of a society, it is like known this will happen here.
Yes, Prabhuji. Rich people and all, it happens. It's natural for them.
Not only rich people, even poor people also it happens, Prabhuji. I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
lot
yeah.
Yeah.
of poor people also going for that, and then they get separated. I've
How
seen lot.
about glamour industry, film industry?
Film industry, yes.
Yeah.
Most of the cases are like this only.
Most of the time like that, right? They
Yeah.
look good in the movies only, and everyone thinks, oh, this actor actress they should marry,
Hmm.
and
That
sometimes they
Perfect.
really marry also. But then
yes,
after
Prabhuji.
1 year, 2 year,
1 year,
They
two
look
we
years.
so
start
perfect.
hearing they are fighting, and sometimes they divorce also,
Yeah,
right? Many a times they divorce. This is seen all over the
that
world.
happens even after 6 months also.
So here is the thing, that this is pretty natural, man and woman attracting to each other. But if it is in mode of passion, then it ends up in divorce. It ends up in sorrow. It ends up in misery. Now, how can we direct this whole activity and still be in mode of goodness? If I ask you this question, how?
By
By
chanting,
understanding each other, Prabhuji.
No, if we do it under rules and regulations, very simple. This whole young man, young woman, we should get them under rules and regulations. What does that mean?
That is the parents are the arrangement where the parents have.
Yeah, if they
Guide them.
want to be together and all that under marriage, right?
Hmm.
Under marriage and under proper guidance.
Guidance.
Yeah, they should be brought. Then astrological match should be looked at it, and do not just the externals, but
Hmm.
uh, the mentality should also be matching, right?
Correct.
The mentality should also be matching, and moreover, they should, if they are dharmic in nature, then they will definitely be in goodness, like that. So it is not like it cannot happen in mode of goodness. It can happen in mode of goodness also, but most of the time such thing happen in mode of passion and misery results. Okay. So we can move this into mode of goodness also, right?
Yes,
Like,
Prabhu.
don't Brahmanas also marry?
Prabhuji?
I said, don't Brahmanas also marry?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Yes, Prabhu. They marry.
yeah, they marry, they have children and all that. But their marriage don't end up in divorce. Why? Because they keep themselves under, grahastha ashram rules and
Mode of good.
regulations.
Rules and
Yes.
regulations.
Yeah, they keep themselves in mode of goodness.
Mode of goodness. Yes.
Yeah. Um, yes. And that happiness which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion from the beginning to end and arises from sleep, laziness, illusion, is said to be in the nature of ignorance. Like when there is laziness, sleep, there is madness. And like, those who drink a lot of alcohol and all that, after that, what happens to them? They are
They
in,
will lose senses
They
and
lose
go to sleep.
control over their
Everything
mind.
they
yeah, yeah,
lose.
yeah. And they will lie on the road and they will think this is the
They
best
don't know
thing,
where they are
right?
lying also.
And they may sometime fall down in the gutter and they will think, oh, this is so nice, right? So so this is what is happening. Like in the mode of ignorance, especially those alcohols and drugs and all that, their happiness is like this. They think they are happy, but actually it is distress. When they come out of that alcohol and all that, they are having diseases and hangover and so many things. There is no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planet system which is freed from the three modes of material nature. Now, interestingly, even in the higher planets, the three modes of material nature are there. Hmm?
Higher planet in the sense
Heavenly planets. Even Brahma, Shiva, they can get contaminated by the three modes.
Arre Bapre. That's why we should aim to go to Krishna Loka, isn't it, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Even heavenly planet is, these three modes are there. Okay. Uh, so how these three modes, how to live in it and still, being mode of goodness is by following the Varnashram system. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own nature in accordance with the mode's material nature or chastise of. Okay. So we have some qualities and we should try to fit ourselves in one of these four, right? Then following the rules and regulations within that category, within that Varnas, we'll be happy and satisfied, right?
yes.
Yeah. And how does the Brahmanas, they are, what are the natural qualities? Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, religiousness. These are what natural qualities Brahmanas work. See, if our child is having such quality, we should understand that he's a Brahmana. Okay. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, religiousness, leadership. These are natural qualities of work for Kshatriya.
Yes.
Hmm.
Kshatriya
Prabhuji, I
quality.
want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, Sri Ram was very polite, very calm, very this thing. So, but how come he is being categorized as a Kshatriya? Because he is a king. That is why.
Yes. So he was a Raja Rishi.
Ah,
He was a Rishi also and he was a Raja also.
okay.
And he did cow protection also.
Yeah, he did cow protection also. Everything he did.
And he did service to others also.
Hmm.
So the point is, they may take qualities from other Varnas also. But most of the time, they will have the primary qualities
Okay. Heroism.
like that. Farming, cow protection, and business are natural works for the Vaishyas, and for the Shudras, there is labor and other services to others and service to others. By following the qualities of work, every man can perfect. Now, by following this Varanasi system, we can make ourselves perfect, right? We can be in those rules and regulations and be in Dharma, be in Dharma, right? Now, please hear from me how this can be done. So, interestingly, there are no purports to these texts. So, we are going a little faster. But if you see, we are 16 page of 36. So, you can understand the next set of verses will have long, long purports.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. So, how in varnashram system can we perfect? So this is the first thing said. Which verse is this? 46.
46. Yattah pravritti bhutani.
Okay. So very simple. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection to performing his own work. Okay. Someone read the purport?
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
As stated in the 15th chapter, all living beings are fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. Thus, the Supreme Lord is the beginning of all living entities. This is confirmed in Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Asya Yataha. The Supreme Lord is therefore the beginning of life of every living entity. And as stated in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord, by his two energies, is external energy and internal energy is all pervading. Therefore, one should worship the Supreme Lord with his energies. Generally, the Vaishnava devotees worship the Supreme Lord with his internal energy. His
Who
external
is the
energy,
internal energy?
super,
Sorry.
Yoga Maya, Mahamaya.
That is for this
Yoga Maya, Prabhu. Okay.
internal energy is Subhadra, Radharani, Srimati
Radharani.
Yes,
Srimati
Lakshmi.
Radharani.
Yes,
So
Lakshmi
Prabhuji,
Radharani.
so she's Yoga Maya or Mahamaya,
Yoga
Prabhuji?
Maya is no Mahamaya is outside.
Yoga Maya, no, Prabhuji?
So the thing is, when we talk about internal energy, it is Lakshmi.
Lakshmi, yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Okay,
and she
Prabhuji.
expands into Yogamaya, and she expands into Mahamaya.
Okay.
Prabhuji, even Sankarshana,
No, Sankarshan is an expansion of Krishna, so he's Krishna himself.
okay.
Chaturvyuha expansion.
Chaturvya expansion, they are all Vishnu only. Little bit
Vishnu
difference.
Tattva.
Yeah, little bit difference, but they are Vishnu.
Shall I continue?
Yeah.
Generally, the Vaishnava devotees worship the Supreme Lord with his internal energy. His external energy is perverted reflection of the internal energy. What do you mean by perverted reflection, Prabhuji?
This is Lakshmi, internal energy is Lakshmi, external energy is Durga.
Oh,
So external energy, is very strict. It can confuse living entities who don't listen to Krishna, right?
mm,
Like that. So it is a perverted reflection, meaning it will do little things which are opposite.
oh.
Yeah.
The external energy is a background, but the Supreme Lord, by the expansion of his plenary portion, as Paramatma, is situated everywhere. He is the super soul of all demigods, all human beings, all animals, everywhere. One should therefore know that as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, one has his duty to render service unto the Supreme. Everyone should be engaged in devotional service to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness that is recommended in this verse. Everyone should think that he is engaged in a particular type of occupation by Rishikesha, the master of the senses. And by the result of the work in which one is engaged, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, should be worshipped. If one thinks always in this way, in full Krishna consciousness, then by the grace of the Lord, he becomes fully aware of everything. That is the perfection of life. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 12.7, Tesam aham samudharta. The Supreme Lord himself takes charge of delivering such a devotee. That is the highest perfection of life. In whatever occupation one may be engaged, if he serves the Supreme Lord, he will achieve the highest perfection.
Okay. Just for our benefit, we will go to 12.7. Because Prabhupada is linking that verse, this verse. तेषाम अहम समुद्धार्ता मृत्यु संसार सागरात भवामि न चिरात पार्थ मयि अविशित चेतसाम. But those who worship me, giving up their activities unto me and being devoted to me without devotion, engaged in devotion service, and always meditating upon me, having fixed their mind upon me, O son of Pritha, for them I am swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death.
Okay.
Maya adakshena prakriti suyate sacharacha. Okay, we'll go further, no problem. It is better to engage in one's occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. What does this mean? Meaning, if you're a Brahmana, do your Brahmanical activity. Don't try to become a Kshatriya. And if you're a Kshatriya, don't try to become a Brahmana. Right? If you're married, don't act like a sannyasi. And if you're sannyasi, don't act like a married. Even if you can do it perfectly. So according to our nature, if we better be in that. So this is more, in terms of the Varna. Okay. Because what did Arjuna wanted to do? From a Kshatriya, he wanted to become like a Brahmana. He wanted to beg. He said it's not possible. If somebody doesn't give you anything, you will get angry. Right? So, those angry beggars are actually not beggars. When we see some angry beggar, right? That beggar is not a real beggar. We should understand. Right? He's a Kshatriya beggar. Meaning if he works somewhere, he'll do better job. Right?
Yeah.
Like that. So okay. Someone read this purport.
Can I,
I'll read Prabhu.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Mataji, read.
You can name Mataji. I'll read next part.
No, Mataji, please read.
Okay. Thank you. But one's occupational duties prescribed in Bhagavad Gita. As already discussed in previous verses, the duties of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra are prescribed according to their particular modes of nature. One should not imitate another's duty. A man who is by nature attracted to the kind of work done by Shudra should not artificially claim to be a Brahmana, although he may have been born into a Brahmana family. In this way, one should work according to his own nature. No work is abominable if performed in the service of the Supreme Lord. The occupational duty of a Brahmana is certainly in the mode of goodness, but if a person is not by nature in the mode of goodness, he should not imitate the occupational duty of a Brahmana. For a Kshatriya or administrator, there are so many abominable things. A Kshatriya has to be violent to kill his enemies, and sometimes a Kshatriya has to tell lies for the sake of diplomacy. Such violence and duplicity accompany political affairs, but a Kshatriya is not supposed to give up his occupational duty and try to perform the duties of a Brahmana. One should act to satisfy the Supreme Lord. For example, Arjuna was a Kshatriya. He was hesitating to fight the other party. But if such fighting is performed for the sake of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there need be no fear of degradation. In the business field also, sometimes a merchant has to tell so many lies to make a profit. If he does not do so, there can be no profit. Sometimes a merchant says, "Oh, my dear customer, for you I am making no profit." But one should know that without profit, the merchant cannot exist. Therefore, it should be taken as a simple lie if a merchant says that he is not making a profit. But the merchant should not think that because he is engaged in an occupation in which the telling of lies is compulsory, he should give up his profession and pursue the profession of a Brahmana. That is not recommended. Whether one is Kshatriya, a Vaishya, or a Shudra does not matter if he serves by his work the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even Brahmanas who perform different types of sacrifice sometimes must kill animals because sometimes animals are sacrificed in such ceremonies. Similarly, if a Kshatriya engaged in his own occupation kills an enemy, there is no sin incurred. In the third chapter, these matters have been clearly and elaborately explained. Every man should work for the purpose of yajna or for Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anything done for personal sense gratification is a cause of bondage. The conclusion is that everyone should be engaged according to a particular mode of nature he has acquired, and he should decide to work only to serve the supreme cause of the Supreme Lord. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Any questions here? Any question? So suppose
Hare
if,
Krishna Prabhuji.
yeah,
In Kali Yuga, but most of them are Shudras only, no Prabhuji?
in Kali Yuga, we are
Uh,
born Shudras, but we may sometimes show these qualities, na?
okay, like Kshatriya qualities and
Like there
Brahmin
are fighters,
qualities.
right? The Indian army and all that, they have this kind of uh, heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, leadership. They have this kind of thing, qualities, right?
Mm.
So,
How do we understand, Prabhuji? Like if someone, like children, if they show interest in a particular thing, it means that they have those qualities.
see, what they show interest, instead of that, look at the qualities. Instead of what they are showing interest, look at the
Mm.
qualities. What is the inherent quality? Is it
Uh, uh,
peacefulness, self
Okay.
control,
Okay.
austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge?
But I mean, like, but qualities for children and all, they little bit waver here and there, no, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Like, so they might exhibit certain qualities at
So we have
certain
to see
age,
them
but
over the
later
years,
they might.
Over the years, we have to see them
Oh,
till they become
okay,
like
okay,
18, 20. Then, they have like stable qualities.
okay, okay.
Prabhuji, I have one doubt, Prabhuji. Suppose a person like he possesses a Brahmana quality, but he works in IT because working in IT,
Yes,
and
yes.
also how to
Shudra.
decide Prabhuji which varna he will.
So yeah, so the question previous to this was, in Kali Yuga everyone is like a Shudra, right? So we are born Shudras because samskaras are not done. You know, we don't know religion also. So that's why our life is more like a Shudra. When samskaras are done, we then go to Brahmanical qualities. Okay.
Okay.
Now the question is, like in today's world, we have to do service and all that. Yeah, that is happening, Mataji. We are seeing so many brahmanas working in IT industry. They show a lot of peacefulness. They show a lot of knowledge and wisdom and religiousness over there. Yeah, that is true, Mataji, but it is actually Shudra work. Now the thing is, for Varnashram system, it has to be a support system, Mataji. The way it is that the Kshatriyas support the Brahmanas, the Vaishyas support the Brahmanas, the Shudras support the Brahmanas. In today's world, where it is going exactly more Vaishya, right?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
whoever are the business people, they are controlling a
Mhm.
lot. Business people, they are controlling a lot, and even they are controlling the Kshatriyas also through their money. Getting?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So,
Ambani.
no, I mean, let's not take names, but this is the thing, that today, if we talk about success, our definition of success is how much money one has, right? So it's like a Vaishya mentality. But in the Vedic times, what is success? To be like a Brahmana is a success. Is Brahmana rich? No, he's actually poor. But he's considered successful. So successful that the Kshatriyas, they would have kingdoms and they would donate everything to the Brahmanas. The Vaishyas would donate everything to the Brahmanas. The Shudras would serve them for life. But in today's time, what has gone further is Vaishyas. So let's say, in today's context, Vaishyas are at the top, right? Yes or no?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
And Shudras also at the top only.
Yes.
So what can we expect? We cannot expect a lot, right? We don't expect these kind of qualities then. There was a time when Kshatriyas were at the top and the Brahmanas were neglected. So then who came to save the Brahmanas from the Kshatriyas? There's a particular incarnation who came and he destroyed 21, yes, 21 generations of,
Parashurama.
yes, 21 generations of Kshatriyas. So you can say even Kshatriyas are not to be at the top. Only the Brahmanas are to be at the top. Now, this top and low and all that, right? It can create, this inferiority and superiority complex, right? If someone may say, oh, this is how, inferiority and superiority complex, they're actually all equal. So how do we understand that? Does does the Vedas talk about superiority, equality concept? What are they trying to say? Long time back, yeah. So the Vedas, they give this analogy: head, hand, stomach, leg. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. They say in a body there's a head, so that head is like a Brahmana. There's hands, that's like a Kshatriya. Stomach, there's like Vaishyas. Legs, there's Shudras. Now, is it inferiority or superiority complex here?
No, all mixed.
No, Prabhuji.
Then what is the exact meaning of this example?
So
It is,
all the parts should
All
work.
together, all
yes, it
together,
is one human body. We need to understand this thing. It's one
all are
human body,
important.
and these are all the working parts of it. And all of them should work. Not that only few of them should work. All of them should work in harmony and unison. This is how the Varnashram system was set. So even though Brahmanas are given the head means it is superior for what? It is superior in giving the directions. Which direction? Spiritual life direction. Do Kshatriyas are interested in spiritual life? No. They are interested in administration. Do Vaishyas are interested in spiritual life? No, they are interested only in business. Do Shudras?
Farming and
They are
business.
satisfied with the work. If they get work and if they get salary, they think everything is done. So we are losing the goal of life. What is the goal of life? Krishna consciousness, spiritual life is the goal of life, right? Dharmo hi tesam adhiko visheshu dharmena hina pashu bhi samana. So who is talking about dharma? The
Krishna.
Brahmanas. The Brahmanas, right? So therefore they are the head. So that's how, even though they are superior, but they are not to be independent. They are not to be like they are not to dominate. Like the head, does the head dominate the leg?
No.
If everything works properly, then only the human body works, right? If somebody only has a head but no hands and no legs, what do we call that person?
They cannot do anything physically. They
If
can only
someone has
think.
this
No,
body but he
handicap.
doesn't have hands,
Handicap.
handicapped or disabled.
Yes.
So human body is not meant to be disabled. It's meant to have all these four things working in harmony and unison. Okay, so this is a very important point. When we try to explain this Varnashram system, we have to say that actually it is meant to work in harmony and unison. See, just because the in the car, the steering wheel is in the hand, and the accelerator is at the, where is the accelerator?
It is on the
At the
bottom.
With
legs.
the leg.
Yeah, and
And
we
the
use our
Yeah.
leg. So does that mean that
leg.
the accelerator is inferior?
No.
No.
No,
Without
no.
Everything should work
accelerator,
fine, right? Now, if you only have the accelerator and if you don't have the steering wheel, what will happen?
We
we
cannot
don't
No
drive.
have.
direction to the car.
We need an
Ah, and if you only have the steering wheel but no accelerator, we cannot go
we
even
cannot
further,
move
right?
further.
It will
Yeah, so
not move
all of the
further.
things should be there to be in
It
harmony and unison. So they are not meant to be inferior and superior. They're meant to work together. And when they work together efficiently, then the human body will be happy. Similarly, then the Varnashram system, the whole society will be happy. So that's how it is according to the qualities. It's not according to birth, and all of them should work in harmony. Okay, does that help? Alright.
So,
Yes,
so according to this, by birth, no one is a Brahmana, Kshatriya, or anything like that. But
Yes.
from
It's
from
from the
childhood,
qualities. It's from the
yeah.
qualities.
all are Sudras.
Now one may
Guna and
say,
karma.
okay, Okay, now you all have children. Now you are come
Yeah.
from let's say engineer, lawyer, businessman and all that. You will
Mm.
try to train your child in
Same
the
line.
yeah in certain areas that you like to do, right?
Mm.
Somebody is
Mm.
a doctor, definitely they'll try to make their son or a daughter doctor, right? They
Yeah.
will train them.
Yes, sir.
So we will see, sometimes these doctors and all that, they come from a family where there have been generations of doctors only.
Mm.
So it may seem like,
Yes, sir.
a doctor is born in a family of a doctor. It may seem like that, right? By this example.
Yeah.
Yes, it seems like that, right? And therefore the notion comes that, okay, this caste system is out of born, if you have taken birth in that family, then yes. But we need to go deeper. We need to understand why it is happening like that. Because they are getting trained in that, therefore it is happening like that, right? You understanding?
But sometimes, Prabhuji, by training also, the children is.
Yes. Sometimes even by training it doesn't work. Then one should understand that this is not a doctor has not taken birth in our family, engineer has taken birth, or someone else has taken birth, right?
But Prabhuji, from by birth itself, we are told that you are a Brahmana, so you are not
So the thing is,
supposed.
we should understand. See, same way, if say you both are engineers, husband wife engineer, and you have a
Yeah.
son,
Yeah.
and if we say to the child, from birth you are engineer,
Mm.
nobody is going to accept it, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Unless
No.
and until you train that child to be an engineer, he goes
Okay.
through engineering and all that. Similarly, so same way, in a Brahmana's family, a Brahmana will try to make his son a Brahmana. So in the Vedic times also this used to happen. It is not like it didn't happen. But then, what is the another thing that they would check?
The qualities of a Brahmana.
Yes. Now we have taken this example of Parshura. He was born in a Brahmana family, but then he was showing great fighting spirit.
It became a
Mm.
Kshatriya.
Ha! So then we can understand that he is a Kshatriya, like that. Okay. So a family may try to train their child, but it should be according to the modes, according to the qualities, right? That child should have that qualities. Like if somebody is a very studious person and we try to tell him, you become a sportsman, is it going to work like that?
No.
No, right? They will do some sports, but not like Tendulkar and all that, play like 8 hours a day. No. If
That's
somebody is having a business mind, even if you put them in engineering, even if you make them doctor, they will end up doing business only. That's why we see so many, they become engineers, but after some years they start doing business. They start a startup and all that, and if you tell them why, because they have that business mind, no.
Mm.
See, if business person becomes politician, then he will do business of politics, right? And that's what we see
Yes.
actually. That's what
That's
we
what is
see.
going
They
on.
only think of profit and loss
That's
for
what is
them.
going on now.
Yeah, that's what is going on. Yeah, that's what is going on. Why they are
Mm.
collecting so much money? Because in the election they have to put that much of money, 2,000 crore and all that. They have to. So they see it as a
they
big.
have to bribe people also.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Let's finish this 48th verse also. Every endeavor is covered by some fault. Just as fire is covered by smoke, therefore one should not give up their work born of his nature. O son of Kunti, even if the work is full of faults, there will be some fault in it, right? So Brahmanas, like killing the animal and all that. Kshatriyas fighting and killing and all that. Vaishyas sometimes lying, and Shudras, sometimes doing Shudra work. There will be some fault, right, in that. But if it is your nature, then don't be so much worried of it. Whatever the result comes out of it, offer it to Krishna and do all those activities in a dharmic way. So first of all, do those activities in dharmic way. Dharma tells how a brahmana should behave. Dharma tells how he should do this particular activity, right? Like let's say, the Brahmanas, they have to kill animals in an animal sacrifice. Yes?
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji. To
Right?
get them a new life.
But Dharma also says how it should be done. When you have done that, then you get that animal should get a human life.
Yes.
Human, yes.
Otherwise, you
They
didn't do it
chant lot of
properly.
Vedas and all, no, Prabhuji, for that to get a new life.
They chant Mamsa something, no,
Oh,
Prabhuji, in
yes.
the
Yes. But it is not possible today.
That they
Okay.
have taken, these people have taken a wrong way and then they are slaughtering the animals.
Yes, 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 yes. So that's why who had come to stop this process?
Buddha.
Gautam
Yes.
Buddha, Gautam Buddha.
So point is, he came when there was a dharma. When you don't have that ability, but you're trying to do, then that is a dharma. The Kshatriyas, they were troubling the Brahmanas. That is a dharma. Hmm? Today the Vaishyas, they are controlling everything. That is also a dharma. And in the end of the Kali Yuga, the Shudras will be doing that. Okay. So some fault will be there. Do dharmically and offer the result to Krishna. This is the solution. Getting?
Mm.
Okay. Somebody read this purport who has not read.
I'll read, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
48th one. No? But in conditional life, all work is contaminated by the material modes of nature. Even if one is a Brahmana, he has to perform sacrifices in which animal killing is necessary. Similarly, a Kshatriya, however pious he may be, has to fight enemies. He cannot avoid it. Similarly, a merchant, however pious he may be, must sometimes hide his profit to stay in business, or he may sometimes have to do business on the black market. These things are necessary, one cannot avoid them. Similarly, even though a man is Shudra serving a bad master, he has to carry out the order of the master, even though it should not be done. Despite these flaws, one should continue to carry out his prescribed duties, for they are born out of his own nature. A very nice example is given here in although fire is pure, still there is smoke. Yet smoke does not make the fire impure. Even though there is a smoke in the fire, fire is still considered to be the purest of all elements. If one prefers to give up the work of a Kshatriya and take up the occupation of a Brahmana, he is not assured that in the occupation of a Brahmana there are no unpleasant duties. One may then conclude that in the material world, no one can be completely free from the contamination of material nature. This example of fire and smoke is very appropriate in this connection. When in winter time one takes a stone from the fire, sometimes smoke disturbs the eyes and other parts of the body. But still, one must make use of the fire despite the disturbing conditions. Similarly, one should not give up his natural occupation because there are some disturbing elements. Rather, one should be determined to serve the Supreme Lord by his occupational duty in Krishna consciousness. That is the perfectional point. When a particular type of occupation is performed for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, all the defects in that particular occupation are purified. When the results of work are purified, when connected with devotional service, one becomes perfect in seeing the self within, and that is self realization. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So Arjuna was seeing a lot of faults, right? What kind of faults did he see in his action? If you remember first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what kind of faults is he seeing?
He doesn't want to fight because in front of him all his
All his relatives
teachers
will be
and all his
dying.
Compassion for
relatives,
his
everybody were there.
relatives,
So he, because
then
of
he
that, he
thought it
doesn't
was
want.
a sinful activity.
Yeah, he
Okay.
doesn't want that.
Sinful
No
activity.
enjoyment, no enjoyment.
Not enjoy the results.
And
Yeah.
Um,
See,
also
these
he
are the
does.
faults that he was seeing. Loss of enjoyment.
Yeah.
If
All women
he
will
And
be,
wins,
also he
then
was
all the
doing
family members are not there.
yeah,
That is a fault, right?
women will be widowed.
widows.
Destruction of family tradition,
family
Yeah.
traditions.
fear of sinful reaction. So you are
Mm,
seeing all these faults in this fighting.
mm,
And Krishna is saying in fighting these faults will be there. But you do it dharmically and then offer the result to Krishna. Then that fault is purified. Right?
mm.
Now, we have to eat vegetarian food. So for that, we have to kill the plant. So there is some fault in it. But when we connect it to Krishna, how do we connect a food to Krishna?
By giving,
Offering
offering a
prasadam.
Yeah, then what happens? Then whatever the fault is, the particular sin of killing that plant is taken away and it is purified, and that
It
activity
becomes
becomes
prasadam.
spiritual
Prasadam.
prasadam. Yeah. So this is what Krishna is saying. Okay. Any questions?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. So we'll stop for today, and we'll meet tomorrow and continue from verse 49. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.